Studio schools are a completely new approach. There has never been anything like this before in our education system. It's going to transform the lives of so many young people who perhaps thought they weren't brilliant, who perhaps thought they weren't talented, and they're going to go on to achieve some amazing things in their future because of how we enable them to learn in a practical, hands-on way and achieve academic and vocational excellence. I've made it my work for some years now to break down the barriers between different subject areas in the interest of creating a real work environment. Because in the real world, no one works in silos. You always have to collaborate with different people. You have to take your specialist skills and abilities and match them to someone else's. Now, it seems perfectly sensible for me that we do that in a school environment. And when I started to see the work of the Studio Schools Trust and the pilots that were happening with studio schools, it was perfectly in tune with that. And that got me very excited. I believe it's absolutely crucial that we model our schools and we model our delivery of courses and subjects and curriculum in a way that best prepares young people for their future. So some of those things are really practical. It might be the way in which we deal with holidays. All young people in our studio school will book their time off as holiday, very similarly to what their parents would do with their employers. So the environment that our studio school will live within is an environment full of professional spaces. So the teaching areas will be business offices. Often the classrooms will actually be more like boardrooms. They'll be laid out in that way. And the studios and the creative spaces will be akin to professional studios. So the environment, the physical space, will reflect what is happening currently now in industry. But the manner in which we teach, the relationships we foster with young people, will be one of a professional nature, very similar to employer and employee, more so than teacher and student. I know from talking to employers that increasingly businesses would recruit and then have to recruit again because an actual appointment of a new employee hasn't worked out. We want to minimise that because what we want to do is work with employers to develop, to design and to hone the employees of the future. So as young people not only get the academic excellence that they need, not only develop the vocational skills that they need, they're also understanding the business and they're also understanding the opportunities that are out there locally, regionally, and are ready for that world of work from the word go, from the very first moment that they're employed. The young people that come through our school will not only be the entrepreneurs of the future, but they will be the social entrepreneurs of the future. Because a social entrepreneur is someone that looks at the positive return they make to their communities and their society as a whole, as well as the profits that they make. I have no doubt at all that actually young people believe in their communities, and it is the young people that will lead this move towards more and more social enterprise in our country. What's really important to us is that we give the very best preparation and experience in our studio school that is unique, that is transformational, that is different to a traditional school, all of which gives a competitive advantage for those young people as they go to those interviews because they've experienced work, they know what it is to be in the workplace. They're already halfway through the door before they've started the journey.